I think to be an intimacy coordinator it's another choreographer. We're choreographing intimate moments, the same way we would choreograph a fight scene or a dance scene. The big difference between choreographing dance and fighting is that there's a bit of a pressure that comes with it. It's a vulnerability, another extension of vulnerability that comes with it that we got to work together to alleviate.
The great part of this experience was like the collaboration aspect of it because Chai, you took on the brunt of the choreography and like working with the actors pre-production, and then I was able to be on site for 2 days, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, general maintenance was the first time I had done an intimacy job like that where it was passed off to someone. But Caitlyn and I went to school together. We have the same training. So I was like, if anyone can come in and deliver, I know it's going to be Caitlyn. And she's also my best friend. So we just like have that inherent trust already. But what helped is that for intimacy choreography, I love paperwork. And so we had this sort of chart where we broke down the scenes and the beats of the scene, to say, like, what is the story of the moment? What shapes are we making? What physical movements are we making to tell this story? And where do we go to next? So having that broken down in the chart made it super easy to then transfer to Caitlyn. And I think we had a meeting or a phone call before you went on set so that Caitlyn would be well prepared to go in and make any adjustments if needed, because sometimes things are different in person as they than on Zoom. So a lot of it was like being able to transfer that paperwork, and just communicating beforehand to make sure everyone's ready to go. If I'm remembering correctly, I think we had our first rehearsal on Zoom. Um, and that's where I like met all of the actors and y'all were in like a classroom, I think. So we didn't have like the full set yet or anything. Um, and I think we started off with a game, actually, like a game of, it was probably Simon Says. That's my go-to as actors, as artists. I think we're very used to just like going, getting the thing done without checking in with ourselves. We're used to being a yes man in some ways, because people don't want to be a problem on set or in rehearsal. But I use Simon Says as a way to sort of get that practice in to the artist's body of like I can check in and it's not going to impede production. It only takes 2 seconds to check in, and ask for what I need.
Just the angles, adjusting and readjusting. And that was really like, I know I'm laughing now, but it was just, you have to figure it out in the moment. And that also caught me off guard because I just like it was like Inception for a little bit with the camera and the mirror and the person, and then just trying to figure and then just doing it over and over until it felt right. The camera is much more focused, and so really what you're seeing is not what like you're not seeing the full picture, but the close up adds such a like the storytelling is changing. And so just like the actual how slow do you actually need to go in order to like tell the story that you're trying to tell?
The actors weren't even like they were laying next to each other. They weren't even like actually on top of each other. Mark was just leaning over, like torso up, leaning over Ariel. And we were kind of, I don't remember if we were moving the bed or if Mark was moving the bed, but there was no contact there whatsoever. Um, and the way that it's shot, it's cut off just enough where it works, so it looks more realistic. Um, and we use language like, if they have to touch, like um, touch at muscle level or at skin level or at bone level to sort of tell the story of like, how are you gripping this person? And how does that touch aid the story? So in that second scene, we see more uh, distance of a disconnect, with the eye line. And then the touch is honestly like minimal of them touching each other, but it is at more of a like bone level. And then in the first scene, we see more of like a paintbrush level
Mhm.
um, touch and movement, which helps us show the juxtaposition of those two moments of intimacy as well. Using the techniques and like making it so technical is actually what allows it to be so vulnerable.
There's this inherent desire to be like to people please almost when you're an actor to make it easy. The understanding that by advocating for yourself, by asking for what you need, you're actually not being a problem is like a much larger conversation outside of a theater space, outside of a film space. Um, but as you're learning how to act, as you're learning how to embody character, you have to realize how to do that for yourself in order to do the work. It's tricky. It's like kind of messy, and I think that's kind of the point. The process is actually the beautiful part. The process is the whole purpose of like what we're doing. And like once you fully understand and then embody that, that actually enables you to do your best work. That enables the story to be told the way that it needs to be told.
And tail. Yep.